Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful spring day, and we're going to start with the ice damage that we got, and look who it is. It's Mrs. Ross on the land. So what are we doing today?
We're doing a major cleanup. We've got a lot of work ahead of us to do. It's happening, folks.
We're going to start with prepping the chainsaw so we can start cutting down some trees that fell in the ice storm. So let's go do that now. So I'm just going to give the chain a quick update. It seems pretty dull from last season. What I found works the best is this still chain sharpening tool. It allows you to have markers to know that you're at the right angles, and it has the right cutting edges for the throat and for the gullet, and it just works really well. So this is what I'll be using. What I like to do first is put a little mark on the first tooth that I'll be working on, so that I know that when I go around, I know which tooth I've been up to, so that way I can tell. So that's the first tooth. It's red. Nail polish. Paint markers work great for that. So I'll go ahead and just start sharpening this, and we'll get back to you. And of course you go through and you skip every second tooth because it's the opposite direction. Let me know in the comments of what sharpening methods you like. I've tried a couple. I'm not very good at it. So I tried giving it a couple times, sharpening it, and then I just end up buying a new chain out of frustration. But this seems to work pretty well, this tool. And you can kind of feel when the tooth is sharp, because it starts to go through, starts to slide through nice. And we're back at our tooth. So what I'm going to do is just flip the tool over, and then this allows me to go the opposite direction. So I've tried these sets as well. So you have the round one, you have the flat one, and then you have the guide. You would put this down across, and that's how you know to file the tops of your teeth. And you'd move to the next one and do the same thing to get the right height for your for that tooth, whatever that's called, the gullet or the. You'll correct me in the comments, but I do prefer this one. Some of these teeth are really chopped up. Must have hit some stones or something with it. Alright, that's done. So I'm back at my mark again. This chain is really beat up. I'm just going to make sure that these, what the heck are they called? I don't know what they're called. But I'm going to make sure that they're the height with this tool now. So I would just put it on here and make sure that we can shave those down a bit. I also find that the Milwaukee chain is very narrow and light duty. It requires a lot of attention to the chain. Compared to other chainsaws, or maybe they just don't film that they have to sharpen them so often. So let me know in the comments how often you have to sharpen your chain. I've heard lots of people saying that every time you have to fill up the oil, or every second fill up of the oil. I guess you just know when you're not cutting proper chunks. And there we are, back to our starting point. That's how you sharpen the Milwaukee M18 Fuel Chainsaw. And I do have the aftermarket Oregon bar and chain that fit this machine. And I do have some extra chains here. These are old that I keep around just in case. And the other thing I use is the still oil, chain bar oil. And what I've done is I always used to fiddle around with a funnel, fill it up, and then you'd have to dirty the funnel. But what I've come up with is just poke a small hole in the foil, and then all you have to do is squeeze. Yes, it's big enough that you could just open the whole thing, but I find it easier just to squeeze a bit out. Replace the cap, and then we'll just check our level. I'm going to put a bit more. Just makes it much easier to fill it up. You don't need to have a funnel or make a big mess. That's good for me. Alright, so let's go out and test the sharpening job, which I am no professional and I have no idea if this is going to work. Let's go cut up some trees that had fallen in the ice storm. I really want to get this root system that was pulled out of the ground. I want it cut so that maybe the root ball can fall back flat again. But yeah, big mess. So I'm just going to cut this. This is a big mess. So that's what I wanted. I wanted the weight back off of the root ball, and this section is now kind of leveled off. So I'm just going to put you in time lapse as I clean out all the branches off this and start processing it. So that's making good work. Cut up all that. There's about 2 bars left on the battery. This is really thick, heavy wet. So it's not dried out. It's giving the saw work for its money. It's starting to rain. So I might call it quits in a minute. Give the batteries a chance to cool down and then charge again. seems like my sharpening skills have improved this season. I'm seeing really nice wood chips, so I'm pretty happy with that. And that's it. 12 milliamp battery is flashing red, which means it's break time, so that was a good cleanup. And we'll catch you in a little while. So make sure your wives aren't here for this, but it's a good thing to have machines that run on battery so that when the battery dies, you can take a break and your honey-do list doesn't keep going. Sorry dear, gotta take a break. Just a little bit of a tip, guys. All right, back at it. We're just gonna start processing the rest of this other branch. And then I guess on the third charge, we'll come down and deal with this big mess. But I just kinda wanna get the rest of the other stuff done first. I'm going to switch to the other one. That's on the ground now and I don't want to cut into the earth with the chainsaw, so we'll just go and do limbing of this area here. That's the next one down, and we'll just go do this last one. It's getting kind of tipsy now. Take my time, work it out, make sure it doesn't roll on me. I'll probably knock this this offshoot off the bottom there, and we'll see how that goes. So I think the chain is getting worn out, and the reason I say that is because, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of fur. It's not cutting cleanly. It's leaving this fur on everything. So I'm really struggling to get through. You can see it's not as nice. It's not as nice to cut as when I first started. So I'm gonna go charge the battery again and sharpen the chain and see if the next couple cuts are nicer. So we've got most of that done. There's just this section here. And who's this? There's Michelle with the mule.
Did you notice that I took a whole whack load of logs?
Sure did. Sure did. Good whack loading you did. All right, so Michelle has done an awesome job at collating the logs. Good, good organizer. She's taken a bunch of the cutoffs to the wood pile. So we're just gonna get the wood chipper running. Carry on. All right, so I've just sharpened the chain and charged the battery. We're gonna see if the log has this fur on it with a brand new sharpened chain. And the answer is yes. So let me know in the comments why that's happening. If it's just because it's green wood, I don't know. But there you go. So while Michelle's doing the wood chipping, I'm going to start cutting up this log here. This is the second load. Then we're going to take over to the wood pile and stack, but we'll do that in a minute. So there is the video of the first video of wood chipping and chainsawing the ice damaged trees that fallen. I've just got that to clean up. We have some stuff in here to clean up, but we're gonna fell these two trees. But we'll do that in another video. So thanks very much for watching. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Tells them that you're interested in this kind of content, and we'll be picking this up again in future videos as we go through the season. But thanks very much. So what did you do on your land today?